a multi-purpose industrial robotics. We've heard a lot about Rethink Robotics' Baxter robot. It's almost human-like in the way it has a sort of facial expression and the way it's adaptable to multiple applications that require sort of fine motor skills, if you will. I'm with Peter Martinez, he's sales manager of Rethink Robotics. Peter, we're looking now at Sawyer, which is Sawyer sort of the next generation?
Yes, so Sawyer was launched in September of 2015, so it's been on the market about a year, and Sawyer is the next generation, as you said, robot from Rethink. Taking some of the DNA and features that our customers really liked from Baxter, such as flexible joints, training by demonstration, the ability to work side by side with people, but putting them in a more capable hardware platform with improved precision, longer reach, and a wider variety of applications for which it can be used.
Now, we're looking at it's mocked up here in a way in which we're looking at a typical pick-and-play sort of machine tending application on one end, but I'm also seeing printed circuit boards. It's very unusual to see a single device, which you suggest could be used for two radically different industries.
Sure. You know, we've tried to design Sawyer as a generic tool that can be semi-customized with grippers or signaling based on the application that a customer needs to solve. So as you mentioned, CNC machine tending is a key target application for Sawyer. One of the main reasons that we're here at the IMTS show. We also do a lot of work in the electronics industry. As you can see here, printed circuit board handling and loading and unloading bed of nails test fixtures using embedded force sensing. And that can really help manufacturers reduce things like scrap, or when you have sensitive, high-value, no-touch components. Being able to leverage a tool to take that manual variability and out of the production process is really an advantage to our customers.
Now, in this case, it's a fairly standard-looking gripper at the end. The end effector, can that be changed? Can that be modified?
Yes, indeed. So this here is a standard ISO tool plate. So we can provide this tool plate drawing to our customers, and either our distribution channel partner network or the end users themselves can customize end-of-arm tooling as needed. And it's also very easy to change. There's two screws, pop it in, pop it off, so you can have multiple end effectors depending on different tasks that you may have across your plant.
Peter, I see that there's actually an embedded camera in the wrist of so tell me about that.
That's correct. So we have an embedded Cognex 3700 series camera in the wrist at Sawyer, and there's several applications for which that can be used. In just a moment, I'll demonstrate exactly the practical applications. But when you think of a modern factory, carts coming in and out, high mix changeover, using the idea of being able to use a robot on multiple machines, and as you mentioned, multiple applications. So, for example, in the real world, if I were to, for example, move this piece here, these printed circuit boards are then obviously going to miss. The robot would not pick them correctly. With a traditional robot, you'd either have to reprogram, put pins in the floor, or do some sort of offset programming with lasers, etc. So what we can do here is very easily on the screen in the user interface, modify the task with which we are working. And I can select the landmark gallery. And that's going to use this unique feature that is patented and proprietary to Rethink. This is a three-dimensional landmark that allows us to re-register and automatically recalibrate for any changes in the work cell. In this case, that would be maybe a cart moving in and out, or someone bumps into the fixture. So what I can do here, this is landmark number 1, and I'll hit re-register. The camera is going to flash and automatically look for the expected position of the landmark. You can see here on the screen there's a ghost where the part was previously placed. Now green is the recognition of the new landmark. So I'm going to accept that change. And then in just a matter of seconds, Sawyer is ready to complete the task as if the part had not been moved. So the implications of that are, as I mentioned, using the robot on multiple machines, having an agile work cell with different types of parts coming in and out. And we're going to be taking the capabilities of this camera one step further with software updates in the future that will allow for vision-based picking and also recognition of things like barcodes or macro inspection. We also have a camera in the head, which we're not yet leveraging, but we have plans for in the future for the purposes of part presentation, presence or absence, or reading stack lights or screens. So we have some forward-thinking extensibility in this Intera software platform.
In production applications, a major cost overrun factor in many automation applications like this is the need for extensive fixturing to make sure that the incoming components are precisely and repeatably in the same place in conformation.
Sure. As you mentioned, traditionally with robots, you do need fixturing or rails in the conveyor or a very expensive and complicated vision system, which you might need a third-party integrator generator or some sort of additional cost, as you mentioned, in deploying your project. But our plan with this Cognex camera is, if you can imagine printed circuit boards coming down a conveyor at various orientations or unpredictable distances, this camera will be able to hover, recognize those parts, and adjust and pick them correctly to place in the fixture as intended.
Now, Peter, historically, we also think of Rethink product as being very affordable, some of the lowest cost, sophisticated industrial available. You're adding a lot of content to this product at this point there. Are you moving cost-wise up into the mid-range, upper range price?
I mean, not really. We're very public with our pricing. Everything that you see here, this gripper, this mobile stand, and robot arm is about $35,000 US. The robot arm itself and the CPU start at $29. Grippers that we offer through Rethink run from about $1,750 to $2,700, and the mobile stand gets you is about $3,500. So that's where you get to that 35 number. But that said, if you want to make your grippers in-house or don't need to move the robot and we'll fix it permanently to a machine, then those are costs that you can avoid and just purchase the arm. And you still have all the cameras, the programming capabilities, the safety features, and the software are all in that base price of $29,000.
That's remarkably low. In terms of integration from Rethink, use third-party integrators. How do customers typically use the product?
So we leverage a very strong channel partner network that has been put in place by our channel sales director, Raina Ellis. And we have 14 distributors in North America. We also have distribution in Germany, the UK, Australia, Mexico, China, Japan, and South Korea. So we have gone global with this product, whereas Baxter is more regionally based in education markets.
Very affordable, multi-purpose robotics from Rethink Robotics.